Hi, and welcome back to Rising Strings Academy. I'm Karina Yankova, and today we are going to dive into a fundamental technique that will absolutely transform your playing. Mastering double stops. If you ever felt like your violin playing was missing that rich, full sound, or if you struggle with tackling those harmonies in your favorite pieces, then this lesson is made for you. Double stops are more than just playing two notes at once. They're a cornerstone for advanced technique, impeccable intonation, and truly beautiful resonant sound that will make your instrument resonate deeply. Many students find double stops intimidating, and honestly, for a long time, they were a real challenge for me too. But I've learned a clear, simple way of practicing that gets great results. And I'm very excited to share these exercises with you today. By the end of this lesson, you will have a practical method that helps you feel successful with double stops from day one. Let's break down exactly why those are so crucial for your progress and overall musicianship. Firstly, they will fundamentally change how you think about the fingerboard. Instead of seeing individual notes, double stops force your brain to think in groups of cluster of notes. This grouping mindset is incredibly beneficial for navigating faster passages, understanding harmonic progressions, and ultimately interpreting musical phrases as cohesive ideas rather than just a string of isolating pitches. Secondly, and this is a big one for any musician, they're an unparalleled tool for ear training and developing impeccable intonation. When you hear two notes simultaneously, your ear becomes incredibly sensitive to their precise relationship. Are they perfectly aligned? Is one slightly sharp or flat? This immediate clear feedback is invaluable for refining your internal pitch reception and developing a truly keen ear. It's like navigating a built-in tuning fork for your brain. And speaking of ears, let's talk about the magic of tertini tones. This is a fascinating phenomenon. When your double stops are absolutely perfectly in tune, I mean perfectly aligned, you will begin to hear a subtle, almost magical third note, a lower ghost pitch. This tertini note or tone is created by a precise alignment of the overtone of the two notes you are playing. It's clear auditory signal that your intonation is spot on, and it's incredible advanced ear training. Challenge yourself to listen for it as you practice. Finally, double stops are a fantastic, often overlooked right arm workout. To play two strings evenly and create a balanced resonant sound, you will naturally learn to apply precise weight, consistent speed, and specific bow angles with your bowing arm. This builds strength, control, and incredible consistency in your bowing, which will benefit every aspect of your playing, not just double stops. Now, before I dive into the practical step-by-step stages, let's lay down the foundational principles that I live by practicing double stops. These three rules are non-negotiable for true mastery. Think of them as your guideline. Rule number 1, don't move on from a note until you are completely satisfied with how it sounds. This may seem simple, but it's profound. Resist the urge to rush through exercises. Patience is your superpower here. Every time you play a double stop, really listen. Is it perfectly in tune? Is the tone clear? If not, adjust. I don't move on until I hear clear and satisfying sound. Rule number 2, always practice with a continuous sustained musical note, usually played as an open string. For example, if you want to play an octave, you can have the G open string as a reference, and then you play You can also use a dedicated app or on your phone or a keyboard or another instrument. This pitch helps center your intonation and gives your ear an external anchor, making it much easier to find those perfect intervals. It's like having a personal tuning assistant constantly guiding you. Rule number 3, patiently follow my approach. This isn't about how fast you play through the exercise. It's about building a perfect muscle memory and a perfect ear and unshakable confidence. Each of this has a purpose, and skipping steps will only hinder you from a long-term process. Alright, let's get practical. I recommend starting your double stop practice within the context of scales. For advanced players, a system like Carl Flesch scale system or Ivan Galamian's contemporary violin technique volume 1 scales and volume 2 double stops is an excellent, but even basic 2-octave scales will provide a simple material. I'll provide links to where you can find those 2 books in the description below. Level 1. For every double stop in your scale, first play the 2 notes separately. For example, if you have a third, play the lower note and then the upper note, and then bring them together. Listen carefully, because this stage is all about mindful listening. So let me give you an example. If you're going to play a third from C, so first we will play the lower note. And make sure you are satisfied with this note. Let's say you want to play open string just to have something to compare to on your instrument. So and when you're satisfied with the composition of the open string, then you can add the third. So and then you can also try to compare the E with the open string, in that sense is A. Okay, and then we are happy with that. So together. And don't be afraid to take your time and just play back and forward many times until you adjust the 2 notes to each other. With your left hand, avoid pressing too hard and aim for efficient minimal pressure. If the double stop sounds even slightly out of tune when you play together, don't just move on. Use your lower note and as an anchor, and slowly and precisely adjust the other finger until it just locks perfectly into tune. And don't rush this. This is where your ear truly develops. When level 1 feels solid and your intonation is consistent, we can move to level 2, which is catching the second note. This means that you slightly shorten the duration of the first note before catching or placing the second note with it. It's almost simultaneously, but you still feel this subtle and quick initiation with the first finger. This helps to build the muscle memory for a quick, accurate setup, preparing you for a truly simultaneous placement. Next level is slurs. So we will play the first note slightly shorter than the second one, and then we will gradually make the first note shorter and shorter. So let's take octaves this time. So we will play. And for every time you shift, you should stop, and as I said, for rule number 1, you should adjust the first note as long as you need, and the second note, of course. So and play many times, shift. You can still adjust with the G, because now we are in on the note G, so you can use your open string. And then you gradually shorten this first note, the slur to the second, and it will go faster and faster for every time. And that will lead us to our next level, when we play the notes simultaneously. Now this is the moment of truth. In this level, we will bring both fingers down exactly together at the same time, like an unit. And this is how the double stop will appear in your sheet music. If the sound is not clear, if it's fuzzy or out of tune or uneven, you must go back to level 1 or 2. And also remember rule number 1, to not move from a note that you are not completely satisfied with how it sounds. This commitment to perfection in every step is what builds truly reliable double stops. So now we play the double stops together. In level 4, we're going to practice the double stops, which involve shifting. In this level, you're going to shift between the double stops, and these shifts are going to be clear and very deliberate. Focus on precise release of the previous notes or chord in an accurate landing to the next. In level 5, we'll play the transition between the double stops under a single slur. This forces your fingers to be incredibly efficient and quick in their placement, and your left hand shifts to be seamless and precise. Only when level 5 is consistently perfect and clear and in tune, we can gradually, and I really mean gradually, increase the speed. So let's start from E. Remember, accuracy always triumphs over speed. The speed will come naturally as a byproduct of precision. So don't rush this stage. It's about solidifying what you built up until now. So let's integrate these stages into your daily practice routine. So let's try to play 8 notes. So how do we integrate these levels into your daily practice routine? Always begin your double stop practice sessions with level 1 for the specific double stops you are working on. For instance, if you're tackling octaves, start with just one octave at level 1 to get it perfect. Once you can play a particular double stop or a short passage of them perfectly in tune multiple times with a short period, say 5 to 10 minutes for octave in a scale, then you can begin to incorporate the subsequent levels. If your intonation slips or if your sound becomes uneven, don't hesitate to go back to an earlier level. There are no shortcuts on the path of mastering this excellence. These levels are designed to reinforce good habits and prevent develop a moment of bad ones. So make sure you're building a truly reliable and resonant double stop technique that will serve you throughout your musical life. These frameworks applies to all double stops, whether you're working on third, sixth, tenths, or octaves, which I will dive deeper into our next upcoming dedicated lesson. Give these methods a try in your practice sessions and let me know in the comments below which double stops you are working on currently and what challenge are you facing. I would love to hear from you. If you found this lesson helpful, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more in-depth tutorials and tips to elevate your playing, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next lesson. Until then, keep practicing and I will see you in my next lesson.